Hey, my name is Shawn. I'm living in my car during COVID, and this is my story.
So Shawn, why are you living in your car?
Well, mainly because I don't want the chance of going back to my family's house and spreading COVID. In case I did get it, is because my grandmother right now is really sick. So I don't want to be the reason. And so that's the main reason why I'm staying in my car.
Okay, how long have you been staying in your car?
About 30 days now.
Before this all happened, what was your thought process? What led you to staying in your car?
My friend asked me to come out to help him with his business. And so I said, yeah, why not? So I drove down to San Diego and I've been helping him build his business. And for a while I was staying at his girlfriend's house, but their relationship is very unstable. And so I felt like all the drama and negative energy was affecting me. So I decided to isolate in my car to get away from that, which is probably not the most healthy way to go about things. I feel like I'm running away instead of trying to help solve the situation. But
So, based on the first week that you were living in your car, what was your reflection on that week?
Initially it was a lot of fear and doubt because I wasn't sure of myself anymore, and I honestly wanted to give up, I guess. But then I was like thinking, okay, there's nothing to give up here. I'm already kind of like at the point where, you know what I mean? It's like almost bottom, I guess. There could be worse bottoms, but
You were just stuck.
yeah, I was stuck for a minute because I was thinking like, okay, I could give up helping my friend with his business, and then what? Where do I go from there? Like, I thought about writing and stuff, and I was like, hey, maybe I can make it as a writer if I just like lived in my car. And I was like, wait a second, but then how am I gonna feed myself and things of that nature? So there was like a lot of doubt surfacing. It still kind of does, but not as much anymore because I feel like I'm improving my relationships with people, also just the way that I see myself. And so first week was a lot of that, a lot of like self-realization, I should say.
So, how did you overcome those initial fears?
Through experiencing it. So I guess it took a lot of like self-analyzation. So not just like reflecting it in my mind, but like kind of like sifting through my thoughts and then recording like what I'm in the space of gratitude for. Like, what I still have, like, all, my thinking brain, my hands, my feet, I'm able to work. It's still a roof over my head is what I kept thinking. There's a lot of people with like way worse situations, and so that actually kept me going. Like from day to day, I'm just like, hey, I'm actually really blessed to have this car to sleep in because I still have a roof over my head. And so I think that part really helped humble me and bring me back to a space of growth and forward thinking.
So,
Okay.
how did you manage things like showering, using the restroom, basic hygiene, stuff like that?
Okay, so basic functional living, using the restroom. So for me, in the morning, I like to drink coffee. I'm not proud of it, but to all my coffee drinkers out there, it kind of like speeds up your restroom process, So in the morning, I drink my coffee, and then I find the nearest open grocery store. And yeah, so that's how I use the restroom in the mornings. But so then it comes to the part where it's not as readily accessible because maybe in the nighttime, like places are closed, and so I pee in a jug.
Did you ever get interrupted in the middle of the night, sleeping in your car? Were you always worried about before you slept?
So the answer to the first question was I have not been disrupted by the grace of God, by anybody. not cops, not people trying to kick me out. Maybe it's due to the fact that I kind of put a little more thought into picking which spots that I park in. Usually I park near like a 24-hour establishment, like a 24-hour drive-through under bright lights. And my car is like this 2005 Camry, and it doesn't have windows tinted or anything, so it totally like just looks like a normal car when you're driving by. So maybe that has a factor. It's taught me a lot of resilience and perseverance.
Like how does the pandemic affect your living situation, I suppose?
Yeah, actually, that thought process has gone through my mind. I'm like, I've rehearsed like things to say to the authorities. Like when they come and stop me in my car, and I'm like, dude, it's COVID-19. Like, I work outside, I'm consistently in and out of like grocery stores and stuff, and I'm sleeping in my car, man. Like, or just like that, I guess. And then it also, that thought process came in my head where I was like, hey, I think it is more lenient, like people won't care too much. I try to be as sanitary as I can. I have hand sanitizer, I have soap, I wear masks, I wash my masks, I have gloves in the car, so as far as like spreading it, maybe I don't feel uncomfortable about that because I still stay clean.
People have lost their jobs, and it's very difficult for a lot of people to find jobs right now. For you, you're still working 3 part-time jobs, or what is it exactly?
Yeah, so I would say like 3 part-time. So I work Monday through Friday. It would be like 1 full-time and 2 part-times, actually. Close to it yet.
Right, and these jobs, have they been affected by COVID-19?
Absolutely. The way we function, always gloves, masks, or at least always masks, and frequent sanitation. So like for example, at this shoe store that I work at, we sanitize every single 30 minutes. We have to go to the restroom, wash our hands. We have to make sure guests are 6 feet apart from each other at all times. And then wearing masks, it's just kind of like you got this sauna on your face because you're consistently talking to customers all day. And I feel like that changes the mood a little bit, especially with like all the people that you're working with as well. People start you can feel it. People are just like, oh, I can't breathe. Like, can't wait to get off work, like type of deal.
Yeah. So right after you finish work, after a long day of talking in your mask, and then you're living in your car, so it's not the most comfortable place. So how does it feel to just like, what goes through your head like after work, and then you have to sleep in your car after that. Where you go back to is your car. How does that feel? Like what is your thought process?
I guess initially it was kind of depressing, where I was just like, man, I just want like a bed and a shower. But then eventually I'm like, well, if that's my goal, then whatever I'm working on, it will, eventually grant me those things. So
your situation is very interesting, obviously. Living in your car during COVID-19.
As a functional person.
Yeah, as
not a delinquent.
As your brother during this, I feel bad that, I only found this out recently, and
that's okay.
Didn't offer a place to stay or anything like that. Like, what was your thought process on that? Like, why did you decide not to reach out? And
I think because ultimately, I've been experiencing through like a lot of texts that I've been reading, and just like motivational videos of America's thought leaders, of just this nation's, like this world's thought leaders, right? Of like all the hardships that they went through, like staying in their car. Like Steve Harvey, for example, he lived in his car, for like what, I don't know, 2-3 years or something. Look at him now, right? He progressed, and I don't know, I guess after like having those ideas being spread into my mind, I felt like, dude, I can do this. And
so you wanted a sense of like independence in that way, like you wanted to
like fight
this
as your own person.
Correct. I feel like it's gonna build character for me ultimately, no matter what.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't tell you, Scott, because I didn't want anybody to worry about me.
Got you.
To be honest.
That's a good reason.
Yeah, and because like that's not my ultimate like thing here. I don't want people to worry about me. I'm good. Like I'm solid. I got a job. I can, buy my own food. Obviously, because I don't have to pay rent, suckers. But yeah, I got gas in my car. I got this awesome fountain pen that I write with every single day. And dude, what more can you ask for? Say for example, if you compare it to a person who lives in a refugee camp, who doesn't have running water, electricity, who has to dig holes in the ground to take a dump, like, you know what I mean? When you compare it to something like that, you're super blessed.
That's a very, very positive way of seeing things, because I'm pretty sure most people living in their car would be like, shit, I'm living in my car right now, and how did I get to this point, right? So most people, I feel, would be probably depressed if they were living in their car and that's where their life has gone, because when we're kids, our first thought about the future isn't I'm gonna be living in my car in the future, and that's great, but somehow your outlook on life is still very positive, and I feel like that's very admirable. You've shown a lot of resilience in this, and as your brother, I am definitely proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Like what's the one thing that helps you do that? Is it the gratitude thing, or like?
So the main reason why, I guess. So I feel like deep down inside of me, I want to inspire millions of people. And however I do that, whether it's through my writing, whether it's through this video that I'm speaking to those who are living in their cars, whether it's my family members who see me in such a positive outlook and growth process, I seek to inspire. So I guess that's one of the main reasons that just keeps me like going. One of my friends said something to me the other day, and he was like, yo, if you fall down, land on your back, because if you could look up, you can get up. So
that's a nice little quote right there. I like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. So what's your plans for the future now? You've been doing this for 30 days. What's like the next step for you?
I mean, get into a place, I guess, eventually, where I can like shower and every day after work, it's in the process. But yeah, I guess just keep looking forward, keep resetting my goals every Sunday, and then just making sure I follow through with them. Yeah.
Awesome. So last thing is there any last things that you want to say to the camera, just as a final message for our viewers?
Yeah, dude, so no matter how tough it is, like, you can persevere. You just got to change your mindset and find your reason why you want to push forward. And once you find that, then you're all set.
Awesome. Thanks, bro.
Hey. Awesome. Thank you, Daniel.